So I'm Erika, and I live in Woodstock, Ontario. I'm a teacher, a mom, and I have multiple sclerosis. So the first day of school, I woke up and was unable to walk. After going to the hospital, I ended up finding out that there was inflammation in my spine, which caused me not to be able to walk. So I spent the first couple months in hospital, learning how to walk, learning how to just dress myself, help myself, learn to use my hands again. It was a lot of just focusing on being able to go. Like, I was just so determined. There was no stopping it. I was like, I have things to do, boxes to unpack, and like kids to love. So it was a slow process at first, and then when I got to Parkwood, there was the, well, what are you gonna do once you get home aspect? And I was like, I don't know, I'm gonna figure it out. And they're like, but have you actually thought about it? And I was like, I have not. And so with that promise of that first weekend home, I was like, oh, I'm actually gonna need things. And they were wonderful. They put me in contact with Hannah, and she was like, you're gonna need a walker. And I was like, yes, I will need a walker. And she made that process so simple. She measured me for the walker, and just not having to actually have to like look out into the community on my own, because I would not have known where to go with that. That was a huge relief for me and my family. We were just going through so much unexpected things and just like life changes, that it was really comforting to have someone looking out for me and just helping me along this new thing. So when we got the walker, she showed me how to use it, and then I remembered all my training, hand, break. And so that walker was really like that lifeline that like got to merge both of my new worlds. I got to come home and spend time with my family and get a new little glimpse into my new world of what was going to happen once I did come home, which only motivated me more to really push through and get home as soon as I could. When I was at Parkwood, Doug and Alyssa, they hyped up Hannah. They were like, oh, you're gonna meet her, you're gonna love her, she's so great, she's worked with us before. So just knowing that they had my best interest at hand, and I honestly, if they would have told me to like try the stairs, I would have tried the stairs, but I knew that I was in good hands with whoever they recommended. So when Hannah came and she introduced herself, she was just so kind, and you guys have a lot of information and a lot of services. So when she was talking to me, she's like, it's a lot, isn't it? I was like, yep. She's like, we'll go over it slowly. And I was like, okay, cool, thanks. So once I got the walker and all those things, after she reached out again, and she's like, okay, now what about all those other things? And I was like, oh yeah. So she's always reached out. She's always made sure that I felt heard. And I had talked about other little things like returning to work and feeling supported there. And so she shared resources. And even if I was just like, I don't know about this, she was like, let me find you some answers. So it was really nice that she could help me in a way that I didn't even know I needed help. It's hard to want to let go of those roles that you make a part of you. But I knew that I couldn't be Erika without focusing on patient Erika first, and then rolling those, like all of those positive things into being a better mom. And now that I have Erika me and me in my mom role, I am very excited to go back to teacher Erika, because I miss that part too. Nothing says home like a good home-cooked meal, right? After 2 months of hospital food, it was amazing to sit with the kids at the table, sit with other people, honestly, at a table. That's huge. And even the walker helped me. It allowed me to stand at the counter, and if I needed, I could sit. or I could just stand and have like that security knowing it was behind me, but I could help prep. With the walker, I was able to build up my stamina and help more, help with the meals and even just mash some potatoes and things like that. So that was huge to be able to be a part of my family again, because I missed it very much. I can fully understand why people are hesitant to embrace that change, because it can be very challenging, because I definitely went through part of that on my own, where I didn't want to appear like I needed it, but I knew I clearly did. But by having it, it allowed me to go to the movies with my daughter, or go to Eastside Marries for supper with my little guy, and just to be a part of like an active role in their life, which I had missed, and they needed just as much as I did. If not, I needed it more, I think. But having that mobility aid really allowed me to have my old life a little bit more. That definitely gave me access to my old life, which I was worried I wouldn't have. It's really hard sometimes to let go of what you thought your life would be, and it's okay to grieve that particular loss. But adding those tools, they will without a doubt make your life better than if you fight it, right? Because a positive attitude goes so far, goes such a long way when you have such a life-changing event, may it be big or small. So as much as you want to fight it, if you learn how to use things correctly, or just adding on, even if it's just one at a time, it makes all the difference. It has forced me to really just kind of let go of the little things, and to let go of the little things, and to really just focus on what makes me or my kids or my family happy, because that big picture changes pretty quick